Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this beautiful Tuesday, October 6th. Thank you so much for joining today. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Eric Poole. He is with the Berryville Vineyards, and we're going to talk with Eric today about all kinds of stuff, as you've got some kind of big deal coming up this weekend, right?
Yes, our 20th Annual Harvest Fest will be coming up this weekend.
We're going to talk about that along with all kinds of other things with Eric here in just a few minutes. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Do appreciate you tuning in. Also online on YouTube, and it's easy to find. We're on on channel 100. You know where you're watching it right now. What is going on today? Is there anything? You're off camera now, so you can see what's going on. Is there anything going on today? Actually, Tuesday, October 6th? No, there's nothing going on today. It's tough to find anything to go on, but you never know. There's always something going on. This is National Orange Wine Day. On October 6th, National Orange Wine Day takes a bold sip of an ancient method of winemaking. This little-known style of wine shines with its bold flavor and auburn color. Join the celebration as it gains some appreciation with vineyards, wine cellars, and wine lovers. Originally made nearly 6,000 years ago in Eastern Europe, the technique for making orange wine is currently being rediscovered. Surprisingly, winemakers don't add oranges to the wine at all. Unlike the latest beer trends, the wine comes from its color naturally fermented from white wine grapes. The orange wine develops through more skin contact during fermentation process. I bet you knew all of that.
Actually, I just learned something.
And that's the thing, getting your background at the University of Illinois, you got to figure that you're going to be making orange wine at some point, right?
How that could be a hit in Champaign.
That would be a pretty nice one. There you go. So, yeah, like I said, this is Orange Wine Day. This day was founded back in 2018 by the Real House of Wine. I have no idea where that is, but it was brought to bring awareness to the public about this beautiful yet lesser known style of wine. So that's pretty cool. This is also National Noodle Day. National Noodle Day. Found in regions all over the world, noodles are made from a variety of flours. As a matter of fact, back in 2002, archaeologists along the Yellow River in China found an earthenware bowl containing some 4,000-year-old noodles, which had been very well preserved, and I don't think they went ahead and ate them, but you never know. Noodles are made by rolling unleavened dough out and cutting into a variety of shapes. While long, flat noodles seem like the most common, they come in several forms, names, and textures. Each kind of noodle pairs differently with sauces and the meals. You can talk about linguine, all kinds of spaghetti, different kinds of noodles. Noodles in noodles in your macaroni and cheese. Macaroni, that's all kinds of good stuff. What is your favorite noodle, Eric? Do you have a favorite noodle?
Probably, I like the shells. They hold more sauce in them.
There you go. You just want what's going to hold more cheese, don't you?
Yep.
See, now that makes a ton of sense. That's thinking. Right there. Eric is thinking. That's good. This is also National Fruit at Work Day. The first Tuesday in October, National Fruit at Work Day encourages folks to enjoy some fruitiness to get you through the day. Not only is fruit tasty, it's good for you, too. It might surprise you what constitutes a fruit. For example, an avocado is a fruit, not a vegetable. Combine this superfood with some peppers and tomatoes, and you get all kinds of good stuff. Another surprising fruit is an eggplant. Purple fruit falls into berry categories. There you go. A lot of folks eat eggplant. Not me personally. I'm not a big eggplant guy. Fruit offers many advantages over snacking choices we make every day. They're all natural. Fruit comes in the packages they're grown in. Each piece has no added calories, fillers, or artificial flavoring. High fiber, natural fiber found in the fruit. It's a big energy source. While folks love coffee, fruit also adds a natural boost of energy. And fruits high in antioxidants, vitamin K, DHA, folate, and monounsaturated fats improve memory and brain function. So there you go. That's something to. I would forget about that. I don't eat enough fruit.
Well, I'm a fruit farmer. That's what I do.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So, well, you have your fruit at work every day, not just one day.
Well, we don't get fruit here around.
Well, no, I guess that's true. What's on television tonight? What do you want to see on Wabash tonight? Baseball is going on, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. The Major League National League Division Series getting underway. Game 1 today. The Miami Marlins at the Atlanta Braves. That's Miami Marlins haven't figured out who they're going to throw. It'll be Max Fried for the Braves. In the American League Division Series, Game 2, Houston Astros at the Oakland A's. That's on TBS. Framber Valdez versus Sean Manaea. In the ALDS, the Game 2 for the Yankees are in Tampa, and that'll be Tyler Glasnow starting for Tampa. Those are on TBS as well, Channel 632. The National League is on Fox Sports 1, Channel 610. Their last game tonight is on at 8:38, first pitch, San Diego, Los Angeles, Fox Sports 1, Channel 610. Also, NBA Finals, Game 4. The Miami Heat at the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers leading 2-1. Heat are charging back, ladies and gentlemen. We're all for the Heat. And that game is at 7:30 tonight on ABC. That is Eric Poole. I'm Bruce Dickey. We'll be back right after this. We're going to talk wine today. Wine and grapes and all kinds of good stuff. Back right after this. Stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
clean and sanitary.
I'll be doggone. Hello, folks. Welcome back. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Eric Poole from Berryville Vineyards. How you doing, Eric?
It's great to be here, Bruce. I'm doing well.
Thank you so much for being here. Berryville Vineyards are celebrating this weekend. They are holding their. I cannot believe you've been there 20 years.
Yep, it's hard to believe.
Their 20th anniversary Harvest Fest on Saturday and Sunday. Going to have hay rides, live music, homemade chocolates, all kinds of different stuff. This is, how did you get in to the winemaking business? And I guess you use your own, it's all your own grapes, right?
Well, it's a very dynamic process. I didn't ever start out one day deciding I was going to be in the wine business. It was more about coming back to the farm and farming.
Yeah.
Everything I make my wines from, I grow. And when I got out of U of I in the late 90s, corn and soybean prices were horrible.
Right.
Father
Still
wasn't
are.
making money.
They still are.
Well, they go up and they go down. And so I was looking for alternatives and started growing grapes on some family land that was ideally suited for grape production. And one thing led to another, and I built a little winery. And
that's interesting to me. A lot of folks, when they look for alternative crops to bean, field corn, or soybeans, or Milo for that matter. When they look for alternative crops, a lot of folks around here have turned to tobacco. Mm-hmm. And they think that the ground around here is really well suited for tobacco. The ground up in Berryville more than other places suited for grapes, you think, or what made you settle on grapes?
Well, one of the things that really appealed to me about grapes is I'd read something somewhere that grapes were the only crop left where you got paid to do a good job.
Well, you see, now that's pretty cool.
Every other crop is you get paid for weight.
Yeah.
Not for quality, but for weight.
Yeah.
Where grapes, they said, were the last crop where doing a good job was rewarded.
Yeah.
And so that really appealed to me to start growing them. But the most important thing grapes like is well-drained soils.
Really?
Where my family and where we're at, there's a lot of hills. My family's been in the same area for 6 generations, and the hills are well-drained and sometimes don't do the best, especially after they've been plowed for too many years and the topsoils have all eroded off of them. Well, grapes don't like a lot of fertility and they like good drainage, so they were just kind of had some hills that were suited for grapes.
That's kind of what you see whenever you go like over to Europe or to Napa Valley, is you see a ton of grapes on hillsides, don't you? Mm-hmm. Did you do any of that research before, or have you since gone to different places, Napa and different places to learn winemaking?
Well, I have went to Napa, but I learned a lot actually in the Geological Survey building at the University of Illinois.
Yeah.
Where there was a lot of resources there about soil structures and everything across the state, and did a lot of research at the Mumford. I think it was called Mumford Library.
Yeah.
Because they had great access to
Mumford
information.
Library's right down there by the auditorium, as I recall, right? Or
What's the Ag Library?
The Ag Library, yeah.
And they had great resources where I could get periodicals from anywhere in the world. In my last semester at U of I, I did a lot of research on grapes and wine.
So you had already decided when you were leaving, you were finishing up at the University of Illinois, that you were going to be doing wines.
Yes, I'd already planted some grapes before my last semester of college.
Oh, okay. I'm just fascinated. You must be a wine lover to start with.
No, not really. It had nothing to do with a love for wine. It had a lot to do with grapes were the one crop that you got paid to do a good job.
Yeah.
Another thing is I studied entrepreneurship, and when government changes laws, it creates opportunity. Before 1994 in Illinois, what I'm doing this weekend would be illegal.
That's exactly right.
Before 1994 in Illinois, if you wanted to make wine, you had to sell it all to a distributor, who sold it all to a retailer, who sold it to the end consumer.
Yeah.
And when they changed the laws in 94, you could open a winery and sell direct to the end consumer, where they could come by, enjoy the country, enjoy the wines. So that had some appeal to me as well, because we had changed the laws that regulate it.
Right.
And that's why you see wineries now in Illinois, but didn't
used
before
to.
94.
And do they still they'll do that now with beer too? I guess, right?
Yes, they have changed.
Because it's basically is it the same law that covers them both?
I haven't studied the beer laws as extensively, but they did change around.
You're probably studying the wine laws a lot more extensively than the beer laws.
But around 2000, 2001, they changed the beer laws where you could do the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not familiar with how they changed them all, but they've made that where you don't have to necessarily go to the distributor, retailer to get beer now.
Tell me a little bit about the learning process.
Which part? There's been a lot to learn.
I guess the learning process, you first have to start out with learning how to make grapes or learning how to grow grapes.
Correct.
Right?
And I'm still learning because one of the things that appeals to me about my job is every year is unique. If you do the same thing you did last year, that's not the right thing to do.
Really?
It's about sizing up the weather, figuring out what my plants need. I mean, the night before last, we had a killing freeze.
Yeah, Sunday night was a freeze.
Yes, this was the shortest growing season I've ever seen in my career. May 8th was our last frost.
Yeah, frost-free date.
October 5th, which was less than 6 months.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever seen a season that short.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes you would know better than anybody. What's typical frost-free dates usually like April 20th or something like that? I think
around April 15th, October 15th is average.
Yeah.
I'm not positive on that, but that's close to average.
Yeah.
I mean, I know one year we had a wedding on the November 11th at our place in 2011, and we hadn't had a killing frost yet. Now the flowers were beautiful and it looked great. When they first wanted to get married November 11th, I thought everything would be dead and not very pretty.
Yeah.
But it was still beautiful because we hadn't had the killing freeze.
How fortunate.
But this year, so I know that this year, I think it's the earliest we've had it at October 5th.
Okay, so 20 years ago plus, we start planting grapes. Mm-hmm. How long does it take? What is the growth cycle of a vine, a vineyard? How long? Whenever you see pictures of like I said, of Napa or Italy or France or something like that, they've got these beautiful, gorgeous rows, and I'll show some pictures here. They've got beautiful, gorgeous rows in Berryville too. But how long does it take? If I was going to go out and plant a vine, how long until I get a grape?
Well, grapes are interesting because they have two ways of reproducing. They can reproduce like by a seed, which is what we think how a lot of plants reproduce.
Yeah.
But they also reproduce very easily by just cutting a branch off and sticking it in the ground, and it'll re-root and grow. And so if you start from a seed, they're a lot like a human. They'll have to be 12 or 15 years old before they can reproduce. But when you take a branch and cut it off and stick it in the ground, it'll reproduce the next year. However, it won't be ready to reproduce because it won't have the roots and the energy to ripen that grape.
Right.
So the first couple of years, you actually want to pick all your grapes off when you start from a cutting, so it puts all its energy into the roots and the trunk and to get bigger. So what I did actually my second year, I left a half a cluster per plant because I really wanted to make some wine.
Yeah.
And had 3 gallons.
Well.
And then
you were able to make some wine.
But then the following year, because I just wanted the experience, then the following year I had a few more. But it's 4 or 5 years before your plants are really going good when you start from cutting.
How tasty was that first wine? The reason I ask is because I did brewing. I did several batches of brewing, probably about 8 or 9, 10 batches of brewing, and for me it was hit or miss. I mean, of the eight, I probably got 4 that were edible, and 4 that I just poured out. How was that first wine?
Well, actually, the first one, there were some mistakes made, and you learn from them, and that's why you start small and grow into it. But to me, all my wines is fruit juice, and so it's really not what I do. It's about how good is the juice to start with.
Yeah,
it'll never be better than what I've already grown. So sometimes the year and the growing of the fruit's more important than the actual winemaking side of it.
That's pretty cool. Well, I'm talking today with Eric Poole of Berryville Vineyards. We're talking about we'll get to more what's going on this weekend here in a second. But I love the process. I mean, I'm a process kind of guy. We're talking about that kind of stuff. We'll talk about all kinds of more things here with Eric right after these words. Do please stick around. Back after these.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Scheid Diesel Service Company is your anything diesel full-service center and fuel injection shop. Scheid Diesel offers the quickest turnaround times to get you back on the road. Scheid Diesel can service any diesel engine from agricultural, construction, heavy-duty truck, and automotive. Let Scheid rebuild your pump, injectors, or turbos. Need custom fuel lines? Scheid has you covered. With a drive-in service, they offer a variety of services, including oil changes, engine rebuilds, DOT inspections, and DPF cleanings. For unmatched quality, think Scheid Diesel Service Company. Anything diesel. Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get ahead of the game at Carter Athletic Academy, where the goal is to transform you into the best young athlete you can be. Train for top performance in football, volleyball, soccer, baseball, and softball. Professional private lessons and clinics are always available with Carter Athletic Academy's expert training staff. Carter's exclusive hit track system brings skill development as well as exciting gameplay to batting cages. Plus, the Academy is the perfect spot for your special event or celebration. The Carter Athletic Academy in Fairfield. Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I was just chatting with Eric here between these. He doesn't just grow grapes, and we're going to cover some of the other things that they do. But before we get too much farther out here, Eric, this is the 20th anniversary for Berryville Vineyards. Congratulations!
Thank you.
What all is going on here at the big festival this Saturday?
Well, we're very
Sunday.
thankful to have our 20th Harvest Fest. I'm very thankful for all the people who've came out and made it great over the years. But we usually have 5 bands over the weekend. We'll have 3 on Saturday. We'll have 2 on Sunday. One thing the festival's always been is it's the first chance to get the new vintage.
Really?
It's the first chance to get the wines from last year's crop.
Okay.
And some of our wines sell out at the festival. I always
No
have people,
kidding.
oh, save me this. And I always make people mad. I'm like, I can't save anybody anything. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's just when we open, it's first come, first serve.
Yeah, it's go time.
And some of our wines don't make it through the festival.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What's the most popular wine you think you've made?
Well, some is like I've been expanding my strawberry patch, and that's one that a lot of times sells at the festival.
Yeah.
Some years the cherry fusion does, but this year the cherries and peaches froze off.
It's just, oh man, I'm glad the strawberries didn't.
No, I had a great strawberry crop.
Even with the May 5th freeze.
Yeah. They
You
were
must
fine.
have had them nicely strawed.
Well, I do put a lot of straw on them, but I had them uncovered already. But
Really?
they just they weren't really bloomed out yet.
Okay, that's good.
But
That's good. All right, so you'll have some wines that will be, for the first time, people will be introduced to them is this weekend.
yes, we also have some games and contests that people enjoy playing. We always have a grapevine wreath toss contest. It's kind of like if you imagine horseshoes, only you're throwing grapevine wreaths.
Yeah.
We were working on making them this morning before I came over, as a matter of
that's
fact.
cool.
We usually have on Sunday an egg toss contest.
All right, I think I've got a picture of one of these things. Is this the egg toss?
Yes.
That is the egg toss contest. Now, how many people do we have there, and they're just throwing them to each other? What's the object here? Not to hurt yourself?
The object's not to get egg on your face. But it happens. It's kind of, last person to have an egg left wins. And they win a case of wine, which is something to play for there.
Oh, no kidding.
And you have to have a partner.
Yeah.
And you just basically, my cousin's usually the egg toss director, and he's pretty good about making it fun and funny. And sometimes if you get out, there's a way to get back in.
Oh, really?
If you're willing to really do something stupid, you sometimes can get back in after you break your egg.
Oh, no.
And they just keep backing up until there's, one person has an egg left.
Well, that's a lot of folks. That's a lot of folks there involved in that egg tossing contest. I tell you, you're going to blow up some eggs.
Oh, yes. We made a mistake one year putting the eggs in our walk-in freezer. We had frozen eggs, and that didn't work very well.
Wait, no. Okay, hold on a second. Frozen eggs. No, I would think that would work better because they must not be frozen solid.
Well, nobody could get out because it hit the ground and it wouldn't break. And I don't know why someone thought the eggs needed to go in the freezer and stay cold. We're going to break them anyway, but I don't know how it happened, but it did.
Yeah. Okay. So the key to a good egg tossing contest is have warm eggs.
Yes. We try to learn from our mistakes.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. I see. Now I have this picture. Tell me about this. What is that? Just the grounds?
Oh, yeah, that's actually not even from our Harvest Festival. That's just a picture from this spring.
Okay.
We were selling picnic baskets.
Oh, really?
And yeah, that's from this spring. You can see our tasting room in the background. We haven't had our tasting room open this year. We've been just staying outside all year, and our festival's all outside. But that's just a picture of our grounds.
See, this is kind of that'll kind of give pardon me. That'll kind of give folks an idea of what the grounds are like. So there will be. I mean, so now that other picture didn't have any social distancing, but you can stay away from people as far as you want in that kind of thing.
Yeah, we're about freedom of choice. I mean, those who are nervous, might not be the year to come for you, but people are coming out to be social, not to be distanced.
Yeah, they're having fun. All right, I've got a picture of one here. Tell me about the hayride. I don't see any horses.
Oh, no, we pull it with the tractor. Is
that you?
Yes, that's me in the orange shirt. At the festival, what I do all weekend is I give tours, hayride tours of the vineyard, and I stop and talk about how I grow grapes and take questions from people. And that's me pouring samples of wine on the hayride tour.
See, now, so you try to do it around the same time of year each year?
Yes, well, we used to have it kind of during harvest.
That's a little tricky.
And and as the festival grew over the years, we moved it till after harvest is over. I think we got done picking September 30th, October 1st. I can't remember this year. And then we used to have a grape stomping contest at the festival.
Oh, really?
And that's why we had to have it during harvest.
Oh, I see.
We moved it till after harvest as it just got bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And we don't have the grape stomping contest anymore.
Well, that's too bad.
But
how do you have a contest for grape stomping? Just the amount of juice produced?
Yeah, I had these, basically you get a tub of grapes, and we had a glass jar at the bottom that ran out, and contestants got 90 seconds. You had to get your name drawn. We only had about 8 contestants.
Yeah.
And they'd stomp for 90 seconds on the grapes. The juice would run into a container. We'd measure how much juice they made. And
I must tell you,
a winner.
I must tell. I'm sorry, I have not attended this. I wear size 16 shoes.
That'd be an advantage.
I was wondering if size of feet really matters in something like this.
Well, actually, I found it. I gave this tip to a gentleman once, and he was able to get the winning ticket, and he won with the advice I gave him, and that was to spin in circles. If you just face the crowd versus spinning in circles as you stomp, because you're getting more grapes under your feet.
I guess you would be.
And so...
because they're moving around.
Yeah, I can give the secret away now that we don't have
see,
it.
yeah.
But 90 seconds is a lot longer than people think. The funny part was always after about 30 seconds, people would go, how much longer?
I'm really tired.
So endurance matters too.
Now, okay. Now, we've all seen I Love Lucy had a grape stomping contest. And the other do manufacturers of wines actually have, is that how you get the juice?
Well, I go barefoot all year just to build seasoning up. Not really. But
Well, that's good.
No, we have machines today. I mean, it was a common practice in, times gone by.
Uh-huh.
And I am actually my very first year or two when I was making my basement, I used my feet because I didn't have a certain machine yet. But
Well, that's good.
all the commercial lines, we've always used machines.
Well, I see. So, that makes a ton of sense. All right, now let me look here. I've got another couple of pictures that I was going to see here. This one looks like. See now. Tell me what's going on here. This is just like easy going day. That's you sitting in a chair. It looks like you're taking a day off.
That's me with the nephew there, and father-in-law and brother-in-law, and I believe that was from one of our slushy Saturdays we had this spring, because that was one of the musicians, and he's just, at the end of the day, we were close, and he's just making us some music.
Oh, that's cool. Tell me about the musicians. Who's playing this week?
Well, on Friday...
I tell you what, let's do. Hold on a second. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back. We'll talk about some of the musicians, the musical acts playing at the Harvest Fest. It is this weekend. We'll also tell you how to get there, because that may not be the easiest place to find, right?
Google Maps will get you there.
We'll be back right after this. Stick around. Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Eric Poole is here. He is from the Berryville Vineyards. Before we go any farther, how do folks get a hold? What's the best way to find out more information about all this stuff going on?
Well, BerryvilleVineyards.com is our website. If you look up Berryville Vineyards on Facebook, that's where you'll find the most recent current information. That'll give you a lot of information. There'll be a sign on Route 50. If you drive down Route 50, you'll see a sign where to turn off the highway.
Okay, so it's easier to get to you from Route 50 than it is probably from Route 130, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The reason I say that is because whenever I went to his neighborhood 2 or 3 years ago for a wedding, and I went from Route 15 up through the country, which you can do.
Correct.
It took a long time.
Well, there's a lot of ways to get there. We used to put up a lot of signs 15 years ago to help people get in, but we don't put up as much anymore because most people have a phone today and are able to use that to help locate.
As long as the Google doesn't fail you. Out in that neighborhood, sometimes you might run into some problems.
All right, the traffic.
Who's all playing? Who are the big bands playing again at the big festival?
Well, we'll have 5 this year. Old Rye will be playing first on Saturday.
Okay.
He's out of Olney. Then we'll have the Smoke Rings from Mount Carmel playing middle slot on Saturday.
Any of these folks you've had before?
Yeah. Old Rye played last year. Smoke Rings has played out there many times over the last 20 years.
I bet you've had the Hoff guy for many times.
Yes, Matt Horton and Dylan Hoff. We've had the Hoff family string band over the years, and in different
incarnations.
Yes. He's played down at Nashville, and he's a good musician.
Yeah.
And then we'll have actually on Sunday we'll be starting off with the local bluegrass band.
Which one is that?
Well, it's kind of an impromptu band. A lot of guys who have played a lot of years together.
I guess I didn't know if Stromat was going to be involved or something.
No, we had him play last year.
Oh, okay.
Dennis Stromat played last year. We kind of have a 2 years on, 1 year off policy with our musicians.
Well, that makes sense.
You play 2 years in a row, but then you got to take a year off because we're always trying to get some,
You want to get rotation.
Correct.
Get a variety.
And then after we have a local bluegrass guys pick, we'll be having Ben Nation and Dylan Wolf will be closing out the show on Sunday evening.
That's a big show. That's a big show.
We even built a brand new stage for our 20th Harvest Fest.
Did you really?
Yep.
Okay. So, how big's the stage?
Oh, it's 12 by 16, but we moved it back to create more room. Kind of people who've been to our festival knows it gets very crowded, but we moved the stage back and took out some grapevines and actually made a lot of changes for this year to make it more expansive and give more room for everybody.
And this is $10 to get in.
Correct.
Is it per day or how's that work?
Well, we change the color of our wine glasses every year, and when you get in, you get your wine glass and a wristband, and if you come back on Sunday with your colored glass and your wristband, you can get back in on Sunday.
Oh, good. So
it's for both days, but you got to keep your glass and your wristband to get back.
I see. So there you go. That makes sense. So you basically go through those. Are those this year's or those last year's glasses?
These are this year's 20th Annual Harvest Festival right here.
Yeah, see.
And we change the color every year.
Is it okay if we show people what they're going to get?
Yeah.
Let's
definitely
find me my little zoom here. I can't really see what's on. I got to put my coat in front of it so you can see what. Yeah, that still looks. Hey, that's pretty sharp. That's a nice looking glass.
But we'll have 18 wines for sampling. Your admission includes the wine glass as a souvenir and chance to sample the 18 wines we'll have. And of course, we have lots of music and fun games and rides and.
18.
Yes.
What do we have? Does the Berryville Vineyards, do you specialize in, I like a dry white, for instance. You'll have a dry white well, really?
Yeah, Dragonfly's our dry white wine, and I make a little bit of everything: dry, semi-dry, semi-sweet, sweets. Our fruit fusions are very popular. That's where I take 1 year's grapes and make a wine, and then the following summer, right before I bottle, I add fresh fruit for flavoring.
Yeah.
This will be our first year for our gooseberry fusion,
really?
Where I've added this year's gooseberries to last year's grape wine, just to flavor the grape wine. Gooseberries aren't fermented.
That's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, it's very.
So have you ever tried to ferment some of the non-grapes? I mean, how's that work?
Well, the big difference is when you ferment grape juice, you don't have to add a thing. It just does it.
Yeah.
But when I ferment blackberries or gooseberries, and I have in the past, I've only fermented strawberries once. They don't work very well.
Too sweet, I presume.
Well, the organic molecule that's responsible for the strawberry flavor undergoes a change during fermentation.
Okay.
And it doesn't taste like a strawberry anymore.
Oh, really?
So they do not work to keep that strawberry flavor. when you
Well, if
ferment
they're
them.
fermenting, though, they will still be alcoholic, I presume.
They
right?
will be. But when you ferment strawberries or blackberries or any other fruit, you have to add water, you have to add sugar, you have to
Yeah.
adjust your pH.
Yeah.
You might have to add acids to get the pH right.
I'm
But grapes are
fascinated.
just right.
I am fascinated as to fermented gooseberries. Mm-hmm. How are those? Now these aren't going to be fermented. This
Right.
so
We
just-
people love our gooseberry wines. We haven't made it for a few years, but I read one time in an old book in the Milwaukee Library that the only fruit better than the gooseberry for making wine was the grape.
Really?
And so I thought, well, I'm gonna plant some gooseberries. But that was before I'd ever picked a gooseberry.
Yeah.
And,
Had you ever eaten gooseberries before that
Not
too?
really.
I bet you that it was kind of a surprise the first time you had a gooseberry.
And economically, picking gooseberry doesn't work very well. Thorny, and they're a little bush, and it just. So we'd have never. We still have our gooseberry plants. We still make a little gooseberry wine for
Yeah.
the novelty, but it's not for profit.
What? See, now that makes some sense. It would seem to me. Now we're talking about gooseberries because they're so sour, and sours in beer. In the beer making industry, the brewing industry have really come on as a popular new. Well, not new, but it's becoming more and more popular. Do you see wines, possibly sour wines?
Well, I mean, they all have acid in them. All fruits do, which is what creates the sourness.
Yeah.
And one of the functions of making the wine have shelf life is the pH.
Yeah.
And so the more sour it is on some level, the longer it's going to preserve.
Okay.
And so one of the most important things I look at is the pH, because you do have to have the sours just to keep it from going bad.
I got to ask one more question. What were you doing up in Milwaukee reading in the library?
I actually had an aunt who lives in Milwaukee, and I was up there visiting her.
I love that town.
And I was come back from Acapulco, and had a cousin get married, so I stayed at my aunt's for a week before I rode with her to the wedding.
That's outstanding.
Time in the
So you had a
library.
burn clock in Milwaukee. I'm shocked you aren't brewing beer then instead of wine.
Well, I was making beer before I was ever making wine.
That's cool. That's Eric Poole. I'm Bruce Dickey. We're going to come back. We're going to wrap things up. I might drink a little wine, so again, do a little tasting when we return. We're talking about the Berryville Vineyards Harvest Fest is this weekend. It is Saturday and Sunday, and we're going to come back talk more about that. Also, give you a little look at the grapes, because the grapevines are just beautiful. Back right after this. Stick around.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
When it comes to your banking, you have as many options as colors in the crayon box. That's why you can bank your way at Teutopolis State Bank. What works best for you may be different from what works best for your neighbor. Teutopolis State Bank is built to serve all your banking needs, whether it's online banking, mobile check deposit, text banking, or just stopping in to see them at one of their 3 convenient locations. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender, it's Teutopolis State Bank. Banking made personal since 1913.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
Mold, rank air, pests, all getting closer to inside your home. With a dirt crawl space, there's no telling what's below you.
A sealed crawl space locks the nasty stuff out, plus can lower your utility bills. Woods, the all things basement-y experts.
There.
But that's basically, I think, what IDM was probably an outgrowth. Entrepreneurship probably became an outgrowth of the IDM, as far as I know. Like Professor Hill or something like that. I can't remember. We're talking to University of Illinois. when you talk to somebody who went 10 years after you went, you always find out new things. So yeah, that's what we're learning. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest today here is Eric Poole of Berryville Vineyards over there in Berryville, south of Olney, near Claremont. What are you, south of Claremont?
Yeah, about 8 miles south of Claremont.
Okay, so yeah, down there, and easy to find. They've got a huge deal coming up this weekend. Let's show you the poster again for it, the Harvest Fest this weekend. If you're looking for more information on it, go to Facebook or go to BerryvilleVineyards.com. You'll get all kinds of other information. I see something in there that you're going to have homemade chocolates. Who is making the chocolate there, Eric? You're going to help me here.
Well, they're called Kramer's Candies. She's from around Noble, but old farm lady who makes them all from scratch. They're very good, very popular. She wasn't able to attend last year, and I didn't know how popular she was till she wasn't there. I got complaints all day. Where's the chocolate lady? Where's the chocolate lady? And she was out a couple weeks ago, and I got to talk to her, let her know how much she was missed, and she's looking forward to coming back this year.
What time do folks start showing up?
Well, it opens at noon, and people are usually lined up at noon ready to get in. Because we have some stuff that we set up a lot of tables and chairs, but it's first come, first serve.
Yeah.
So people want to get there, get seats. We have like a grapevine wreath toss contest where if you don't get there before 1, you can't get in.
You're not going to get in.
Yeah.
How about do you suggest folks bring lawn chairs too, or?
Yes, I mean a lot of people do bring their own lawn chairs, especially the ones who come a little bit later in the day because all the seats are taken. We set up a lot of hay bales that people can sit on, but yeah, a lot of people will bring chairs to make sure they have a place to sit.
All right, I've got a couple of pictures here. Let's see. This is the entry to the home, or what is this?
Well, that's just what we call Oak Tree Road.
Oak Tree Road.
It's just like the parking will be to the right at the festival. There's a grass lot where everybody will be parking. And at the end of the road is grapes that you can't really make out in that picture.
We'll find the grapes. How long have those oaks been there? Did you plant those?
I planted those in 2003.
Okay. Have they started? The reason I ask this is because I planted some oaks in 1993 or 4 at my house now. And probably 2 years ago, I started getting some really nice, lots of acorns.
Mm-hmm.
This year, I got more acorns than I can shake a stick at. Have you started producing acorns yet?
Yes.
You realize pretty soon it's going to be just a mess of acorns with that many oaks. I don't know how old that picture is, but they look like you're about 5 years away from more acorns than you'll know what to do with.
They'll run under the lawnmower.
There you go. That's good. Okay, so you have that one. Let's see. Tell me about this. This is the main drag down there of the vineyards.
Oh, that's the tour wagon coming, where I give tours to the festival, and I'm not sure how many years old that is, but that's one of my old straw hats, so I know that's a few years old. And I I think I had something to deal with and had to leave my tour, and now I'm waiting for it to show up so I can get on it again.
Waiting for them to pick you up.
Yep.
All right, here's some pretty. Look at these pretty grapes. I guess you're going to have this. Would be what's the? This is not a Pinot.
No, those are called Vidal Blanc. Is the name of that grape there in that photo. So we make our earthquake from, and there they are, a little bit before harvest. They're looking pretty ripe there. You can kind of see some of the bird netting in the photo too. It's hard
see
to
the
make
shadow on that leaf of a bird netting,
yes,
right?
Yes. That's probably the worst part of my job. Is
well, I was
putting bird
wondering
netting on.
how do you keep are birds your biggest pest?
Well, we put bird netting on over all our 10 acres, which kind of takes care of the birds, but it doesn't take care of the coons and possums.
How about the deer? Do deer like grapes?
Oh, they love grapes. They will try to chew the grapes through the netting and get some juice. And they get
That's not cool.
No. It's one of the highest calorie sources in nature, besides honey, and all those critters getting ready for winter want to eat the grapes.
Yeah, they want to load up on them. Okay, we are showing here. We've got some of the wine going here. Well, tell me about these two different wines. You've already mentioned the gooseberry a little bit. What's the other one?
Well, this is our semi-dry red. It's called 319. It's named in the honor of our winery door. I built my winery all from trees on the property, and had a guy come with a sawmill and mill up my lumber, and then I needed a door, and a friend of mine had bought salvage rights to an old hotel and had all these hotel doors. And so the door of the winery used to be a hotel door, and with 319 on it.
I was sitting there seeing that 319. I was thinking, what?
It's not our area code.
What area code is that? I don't know where 319 is. It's got to be in Texas or somewhere. Who knows?
Well, it kind of came out because at first I got kind of mocked by some friends and family that I needed a better door for my winery.
Oh,
because they did.
Not cool.
You know, it was an old door, but it was a little beat up, and it was a good solid door.
Yeah.
And instead of painting it, I put it on a wine label. So
I like that. That makes sense to me. How many? You say you'll have 18 different varieties to taste this year. Huh?
Yes.
Is part of your what's the who comes up with the names?
Well, I guess it's by committee. I got to give a lot of credit to my wife. She's the one who makes this festival happen. She does a lot of work for this festival, Christina.
Okay.
And but she's the original labels I did myself, but now she's taken that over. She does all the labels.
I'm guessing that she's putting a little bit more. No, I don't know. You other than having talked to you today, Eric. But I'm guessing that your wife puts a little bit more marketing thought into the labels than you might have been doing.
Yeah, I didn't realize that labels mattered, but they do. But she's marketing advertising major, so that's kind of her.
Did she go to Illinois too?
No, she went to Southern.
Where's she from?
Noble.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think you said that earlier.
Area.
All right. Let's. Are we tasting today, or
sure,
am I going to have to twist? Am I going to have to twist your arm or something here?
I don't know if we can drink on your show or not, Bruce, but I guess we can.
Well, we'll go ahead and we'll just say we did. How about that?
If we did this at the beginning of the show, we'd had a better show.
I know it. Isn't that awful? That would have made it a lot more. We'd have been a lot more loose. But no, that's okay. Yeah, we'll be all right. This is a family show. We're sipping today. Is what we're doing. Okay, so now this is going to be a nice little red.
This is a semi-dry red here.
Semi-dry red, all right.
This is actually from the 2017 crop.
Let's get a nice little look at the, there we go, nice. Okay, so you just did, you do the smell first, right? And we want to make sure, are we whipping it around here to make sure we get a good coat on the side? Is that what we're doing?
Well, I think they say there's 4 or 5 S's when it comes to tasting wine. You got the swirl, you got the sniff.
Okay, that smells really good.
C or the sight when you're trying to tell the color.
Okay. That looks like wine.
You got the swish. We can swish around your mouth, and last, of course, I believe in the swallow, but some believe in the spit. It just kind of depends on the person.
That's really good.
Oh, well, thank you.
I was kind of expecting a little bit more bitterness. But this doesn't. There's no. There's very little bitterness in this at all, isn't there?
Well, it's, you can make wines to age or to be good young. This is actually 17, so it has a couple years in the bottle now, and they get mellow and lose their bitterness with little aging. But for me, it's all about growing good fruit. You have good. That's all that's in there is fruit juice.
So this is all from Berryville. This is a local. Nothing in this from out of Berryville.
No.
What's my water source?
There's no water in there.
There's no water in there.
It's just pure fruit juice.
There's no adding. Oh, wow.
Now, if you're making beer, you need water, but when you're making wine, you don't.
Okay.
I need it to clean, but I have a well on property, which is nice because then you don't have the chlorines and the additives they put in city waters.
This is surprising to me. Because I was thinking, I was expecting, like I told you, I'm a white wine drinker.
If I'd have known.
I should have
We'd
said.
be tasting something different.
That's okay. Do you do any sparkling? I know that adds to do sparkling. You have to have a lot more manufacturing probably involved than you're doing, right?
Correct. I actually did make a batch of sparkling one time. I took some equipment I borrowed off of a friend, but then I got the tax bill and decided I wasn't doing sparkling wine anymore. The taxes are about 3 or 4 times as high per bottle as wine. Yes.
Is that? I had no idea. Maybe that's why the sparkling costs a lot more than. Doggone, it makes a lot of sense. I just thought they put more manufacturing into it. Okay, so you said you have. What are some of the other varietals of grape that you've got going this weekend?
Well, we used to name a varietal wine is one that's named after the variety of grape.
Right.
And I used to name a lot of my wines after the grape varieties.
Right.
But then I found that people really didn't care, so we changed the name to more fanciful stuff.
I see.
And kind of got rid of the variety names. But we'll have a dry white. We'll have semi-dry or semi-sweet white. We'll have sweet whites.
But say I'm a gigantic oenophile. Is that how you say that word?
I don't know. I'm not good at pronouncing words.
You make wine. You got to know what a oenophile. You got to be able to say that, don't you? Yes. Yes, he meant to say. Say I'm a gigantic jerk, a oenophile, and I'm going to say, hey, I would like the Pinot Gris is absurd today, or something like that, or I want what you mentioned the grape that we had here. What other grapes will I find?
Well, I have about 7 main varieties of grapes I grow now. I've eliminated a lot of varieties over the years.
Yeah.
But Vidal Blanc, Vignole, Saval, Chambersin, Norton, Diamond, Treminette. I'd say those are my main varieties.
Can we? May we try the other one too?
Yes, we sure can.
I've been waiting to try the gooseberry because it's.
But one of the most important things I learned about the different varieties is harvest dates.
Yeah.
You can't have all these varieties coming ripe at the same time.
Right.
So I didn't understand that when I started, but now it's about keeping varieties. So this variety gets ripe, we pick it, and this variety gets ripe, we pick that.
We'll just go with a very small swish of the gooseberry. The gooseberry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many of you have had a gooseberry pie. Yeah, that'd be good.
No, we're going to take care of you here.
You're swishing me around. That's fine. That's fine. I don't know if you've all had a gooseberry pie. A lot of folks my age probably have never had a gooseberry pie because you'd never had it, right?
Well, used to, it was the first fruit that was ripe on the farm. So before you had the time of going to grocery stores and getting fruit, that's where the gooseberry pie traditionally comes from.
But people don't do that anymore. I mean,
people aren't as self-reliant as they used to be.
That's right. That's right. So first, I'm like you. The first time I tasted gooseberry, I was just, what in the world is the big deal? This is gonna be fascinating. I can't wait.
It's a distinctive earthy flavor.
This is gooseberry mixed with what?
Well, it's a white grape wine.
Okay.
From last year's grapes, and then this year we added the gooseberries we picked.
Wow.
Just to give it flavor. This is a sweet wine, but the last one you had was
drier.
drier.
That's a sweet one. That's really good. I got to tell you, you got to hang for this, don't you?
Well, like I said, it's all about growing good fruit. And then on the winemaking side, it's just about being clean.
Yeah. Have you taken to contests and stuff like that? What kind of awards have you won?
Well, I have won a lot of awards for my wines over the years, but I haven't entered any contests for quite a while. They all cost money to enter.
Oh, really?
And I can spend $1,000 to enter my wine in a contest. And I got to ask myself, what's
the point?
What's the customer want to pay for? I'm selling on my wine. If I want to enter a bunch of contests, win a bunch of medals, then I got to charge more for the wine to justify all the expense.
Wow, there he's absolutely right. Eric, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me, Bruce.
I really appreciate it. And thanks for the wine. This is so good.
I've enjoyed being here.
Folks, Harvest Fest is this weekend. Well, it's the Berryville Vineyards Harvest Fest this weekend at the Berryville Vineyards. Look it up online. You'll find out exactly where it is. Thanks a lot, Eric.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching, folks. See y'all next time. Have a great day.